Welcome to Kermode Uncut, and it's time once again for the Kermode Uncut Film Club. As always, you can watch the introduction here at the Uncut site, or you can go and download it from Vimeo, then watch the film, which conveniently is just being re-released on DVD, and then come back to Kermode Uncut to let me know what you think about Jack Clayton's The Great Gatsby. Based on my favourite novel of all time by F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby has been pretty much a staple of cinema throughout the whole history of film. We got a version in the 20s, a version in the 40s. We're about to get a version by Baz Luhrmann, which is premiering at the Cannes Film Festival in eye-wobbling 3D. But for many people, the definitive version of Gatsby, at least so far, is the 1970s version starring Robert Redford and Mia Farrow as Jay Gatsby and Daisy Buchanan. Directed by Jack Clayton, best known for helming The Innocents, The Great Gatsby was originally going to be based on a script by Truman Capote, which was thrown out in favour of a very swift rewrite done by Francis Ford Coppola, largely from pretty much cutting and pasting huge sections of the novel straight into the script. In fact, one of the criticisms of the Clayton version is that occasionally it plays like somebody just reading to you from Scott Fitzgerald's novel, although if you like the novel as much as I do, that's not necessarily a criticism. And indeed, we've recently seen a stage show in which people just reading The Great Gatsby turned into something quite extraordinary. Made at a cost of around $6.5 million, Gatsby was considered to be too pricey for its market, a film that would probably fail at the box office. In fact, it was a hit. It made money and it won 2 Oscars, one for Nelson Riddle's contribution to the music and another for its costume design. In fact, nowadays, that version of The Great Gatsby is sometimes best remembered for its costume design. It set a whole fashion trend in motion, and it explained why it was that the Rubettes wore funny caps while singing Sugar Baby Love, despite the fact that Robert Redford never actually wears that cap in the movie, only on the poster. Of course, the casting of Robert Redford and Mia Farrow has now become somewhat iconic, the gold standard against which Leonardo DiCaprio and Carey Mulligan are going to have to compete in the new Baz Luhrmann version. But ironically, it wasn't always seen that way. Mia Farrow wasn't the first choice for the role. That was Ali MacGraw. And later on, Mia Farrow said that she felt that her relationship with Redford's Gatsby lacked on-screen chemistry. She put this down to the fact that Redford was more interested in watching the Watergate broadcasts on television than he was in developing chemistry with his Daisy. Now, whilst I think that Redford is in fact perfectly cast as Gatsby, for me, it's the supporting roles which make the Clayton version something special. We have Bruce Dern as Tom Buchanan, perfectly getting that strange mixture of aggression and vulnerability. We have Sam Waterston as Nick Carraway, the narrator who leads us through the story and who has to repeat large sections of Fitzgerald's novel. We have Lois Charles as Jordan Baker. She was originally up for the role of Daisy, and frankly, I think I may have preferred her to Mia Farrow. And then, of course, we have the dynamic duo of Scott Wilson and Karen Black as George and Myrtle Wilson, both of whom have never been better. On a more trivial casting note, look out for Brooke Adams as an uncredited party guest, and of course, Patsy Kensit in a very early role as Daisy's daughter. Kensit would later go on to play Mia Farrow in a Mia Farrow TV biopic. Now, it's become very fashionable of late to accuse the Clayton version of The Great Gatsby of lacking the vibrancy of its literary source, of saying that somehow it's a very inert drama. And the one thing we know about the Baz Luhrmann version, whatever else may be true, is that it won't be inert. In fact, judging by the trailer, it's going to be very, very ert indeed. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I'm looking forward to shirts being thrown at me in 3D and Gatsby reaching out of the screen towards the green light at the end of Daisy's dock. Now, I have to be honest, when I first heard that Luhrmann was doing Gatsby in 3D, it really got my back up. But hey, actually, maybe it's going to be great. He's a very talented filmmaker. He's got a really good ear for dialogue. He understands what it is about that story that makes it timeless. I really want the Luhrmann Gatsby to be brilliant, believe me. But I still harbour an undying affection for the version which I saw at the Hendon Classic in the mid-70s. The version which made me want to wear a silly Rubettes cap for the rest of that summer. The version which made me go out and get the novel and realise just how fabulous the book is. I still think that version holds up. Does it work for you?